What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. I'm your boy Fat Mike, and today we are going to be discussing Kyle Rittenhouse's not guilty verdict and the saltiness within like half of the community. So, there's like so much shit to cover, and I don't even know where to begin. I've been trying to think on like how to do this video for like the last like 2 days. I've been procrastinating on even starting this because of that. So it's funny though how all these people want to show support to these three criminals, and like one's a fucking baby rapist. Like, how in the fuck are you going to support a child molester? Never in history has society supported child molesters. You know, if, like, child molesters normally get killed when they go to jail. So I don't see why you're so butthurt about a child molester getting killed. It's so fucking stupid. Like, you have to be a brain dead person if you're going to support a child molester. Alright, no, not the one I wanted right now. Yeah, so like look at this shit here. Screw it, I'll do this. So we have J.D. Rosenbaum, convicted felon, sex offender, level 3 offender, failure to maintain register status. So he failed to let everyone know that he was a child molester, that he was a sex offender of any kind, honestly. Then you have Anthony Huber, convicted felon, assault and battery, domestic abuse. So that means that he was either beating up on his folks or that he was beating on girlfriends. Wonder who he false imprisoned. Was that one of his ex-girlfriends too? And an illegal weapon, which they never stated. Did this dipshit have a gun that night? Because there was a lot of people with guns. I forget which one it was that got shot through the heart. I want to say it was the redhead, but I might be wrong. And then your little precious Gage Grosskreutz, convicted felon, felony burglary, probation violation, and possession of an illegal weapon. And I wonder what that possession of an illegal weapon is. Oh, right, the handgun that he pointed at Kyle before Kyle shot his dumb ass. You should not show any sympathy to these morons. And I don't know if I'm correct on this, so don't try to say I'm spreading misinformation, YouTube, because I'm not trying to. This video is strictly for educational purposes, to try to get it through these numbskulls heads that think they know everything, but they've never even took an hour out of the time to actually learn any of these laws. And all these assholes want to leave their state, go to this state. So they're no different than what Kyle did. Honestly, Kyle honestly had more of a right to be there than these motherfuckers did. I don't get where all these assholes keep on coming at. Oh, Kyle shouldn't have been there. Kyle didn't live there. Yeah, he kinda did. If you have your fucking parents separated, you live part time with your ma, you live part time with your dad. So wherever the fuck they live at, that is counted as home too. If you have multiple houses, that is still considered home at every last fucking one of them. So, yes, Kyle was a resident of the area. He lived within 2 miles of the main streets and that this happened on. So yes, he had every right to defend that area. Are we just supposed to sit back, let people destroy everything around us, so we gotta travel miles and miles and miles away to go shop and do what we need to do? Shit, damn, I'm on a half a tank, so I guess I gotta go get gas now, or I'm not gonna fucking have any gas to make it to the gas station. They burn them all down in town, huh? Is that how life's supposed to be? Let these little pansies go out here, cry and whine and bitch, complain and destroy shit of peoples that had nothing to fucking even do with any police? Like, the minute a fucking cop shoots somebody up, every white person, yup, it's your fault too. There's black cops, there's Hispanic cops. Why every time a cop kills somebody, you gotta blame all the white people too? You wanna say that white supremacy is the worst thing affecting America? I beg to differ, and I say that it's black supremacy that's the worst thing to hit America. Y'all are creating the racism and then trying to push it over and point fingers and say, nope, they're the ones doing it. You're the ones wanting to give shit to all these BLM protesters and whatnot, thinking that that gives you the right to where you can be racist. Well, I could give a fuck less about being racist, let alone to pay people off just so I can be racist like you want to be. That's so idiotic. And in the end, it's you that's creating the racism, not your opponents that you keep claiming are the ones. Do you really think everybody is more stupid than you? I mean, come on. The fuck? We're not all as dumb as this small fucking group, yo. I mean, last time I checked, Joe Biden only had like 30% approval ratings, so that means that, what, 70% of the population disagrees with him? So, therefore, I know you damn well don't have the numbers to fight the conservative side, or fight the group that's supporting everything that you're not. 30% ain't gonna stand against 70%. Doesn't take a fucking mathematician to fucking see that fucking numbers is completely fucked if you think 30% is gonna take on 70. And I want to make mention too of this. How fucked is it that a minor that kills a fucking pedophile and kills an abuser and he's getting more hate than this piece of shit scumbag that point blank shot a 5-year-old in his head while he was riding his bike. He runs up, puts the gun to the kid's head, bow, tries to run back in before anybody sees him. Yeah, this shit went nationwide, technically worldwide. But this piece of shit got nowhere near the hate that you all have given Kyle. So what kind of possible thing could a 5-year-old possibly have done to deserve to be shot in his head? Especially when the child's father supposedly got along with this guy, would hang out with him and all, lived next to him for about 10 years, and just out of nowhere runs out, shoots his kid, and they've still never fucking told what was going through his head, why he did what he did. They've never told and explained that. But no, we gotta call a person defending themselves a racist, which makes fucking no sense. I cannot believe how idiotic society has become. It just blows my fucking mind, man. And then we got these assholes here slamming Kyle too. Blow this up so I can read it off to you out of this tiny screen that I'm watching out of. Damn it. Okay. So, Dem slam Rittenhouse acquittal. Rep Corey Bush. Okay, is that what Democrat from what, Montana? The judge, the jury, the defendant. It's white supremacy in action. That jury was not completely fucking white. So I don't get how they gotta try to turn everything into fucking racism. Governor Gavin Newsom, Democrat from California. You can break the law, carry around weapons built for military, shoot and kill people, and get away with it. That's the message we've just sent to armed vigilantes across the nation. Now, these assholes say this like he just, as soon as he got there, he just started shooting fucking people. No, he only shot people that was actually trying to fucking attack him. Okay? A blunt object's still just as bad as a can still kill you even with this end. I don't need to hit you with the fucking blade. I can bash your fucking brains out of your fucking head with this. You know, this little fuck trying to kick him in the fucking head, that could definitely lead to a lifetime of brain damage. So isn't it more humane to kill a person rather than cause them a lifetime of medical issues? I think it is. But I guarantee you, though, if this was a black guy, though, the mob would be saying the same shit. The only difference that they would be saying is that they would be threatening to kill these judges, kill these jury, all this and that to release him. So if Kyle was black, they would be making a scene, threatening all this unrest and violence just to force them to try to release them. You cannot, you're not, like, we're not going to let you give the same outcome to either fucking decision. Oh, if you don't put him away, we're going to riot. Oh, if you don't release him, we're going to riot. You see where I'm coming at? It doesn't make any fucking sense. And know what? My beliefs is that the National Guard should fucking use live fucking rounds on you stupid fucks. Because enough is a fucking enough. You come to my fucking house, trust and believe me, I'm fucking laying you all the fuck down. You ain't gonna breathe no more. I'm gonna protect my shit. Just as you would yours. Who gives a fuck about what color? You gonna fucking kill me if I try to burn your shit down. Same goes to you. I'll kill you for trying to burn my shit down. I try to harm you, you gonna kill me? You try to harm me, I'ma kill you. It's that fucking simple. Self-defense is self-defense. It doesn't fucking matter what fucking color you are. Okay, so honestly, the black supremacists need to shut the fuck up. Or we're gonna make them shut the fuck up. Because trust and believe, I'll be out there fighting and shit when shit really fucking pop off. But you motherfuckers want to talk and support fucking rapists and thieves. Why don't you all ever fucking cry about the babies that get killed? None of you fucking BLM, none of you fuckers that are in the BLM mob has once said anything about any of the fucking black children that's been killed by these thugs. I forget the kid's name, but I know Officer Tatum, he went and fucking raised thousands of dollars for their family, and the lady was simply driving down the road. They had some fucking gang versus gang shootout. She tried to bust a Yui, and one of the stray bullets come into the car and shoot her daughter in the back seat and kill her. The girl wasn't even fucking 10 years old. BLM didn't fucking show any sympathy for that. So what does that tell you all? That Black Lives does not matter to the Black Lives organization. The only black lives they care about, or might I say the only lives they care about, are pure fucking criminals. Unless they have a rap sheet, they get no tears. Unless they have a rap sheet, they get no riots. So where's the fucking picture wrong in this? Since when do we turn all the bad shit to good and all the good shit to bad? And turn everything fucking ass backwards? What happened to Darwinism? Why did we start protecting these dumb fucks? Why didn't we let nature take its fucking course and expel the fucking garbage naturally? I will say this though. You all hate guns? Well, guns are the only thing that made all man and woman fucking equal. Because any man, woman, or child could take a life to protect their own. You ain't gonna be able to get the same result from a woman, a child, and a man taking a blunt object and beating somebody with it to protect themselves. You ain't gonna see no man, woman, and child single handedly take on a mob of people trying to bum rush you. We gonna kick you, beat you, all this shit. We ain't even gonna give you a chance to stand the fuck up and recover from each hit. We gonna fucking try to kick you when you down. Just like, and you want us to treat you differently than you treating us. Every last one of these fucking rioters and looters that are out there causing destruction and mayhem, I call for the National Guard to use live fucking rounds and thin these motherfuckers out till there is none fucking left. Because that's the only way you're going to get this shit through their heads, a hot piece of lead through it. It's the only fucking way. Now, on a little funny note, yeah, he should definitely take up a job at Mickey D's. Because he for sure is not good at being a prosecutor. And I can only imagine that he would be no better being a fucking defendant attorney either. Like, for like 2 fucking hours, like, I tried to sit there and record this video, and it was like 3.5 hours, almost 4 hours long. And this fucking dude, yo, all I fucking hear him saying is, would you agree with me that this does this? Would you agree with me that this does that? Yeah, let's put that there. But that is a really funny photo. I got some other fucking memes that I've been seeing around. I'm also going to end up getting into some videos too. So yeah, this video might be a little long. There's so much to fucking cover with this case and with all the new shit that's popping off and whatnot. So, and I'm going to try to keep coverage of it, keep my opinions coming. I've been watching like hundreds of hours of fucking videos after videos of this shit, rerunning shit through. It's a lot, man. It's absolutely a lot. No, that's that one, so we can take that off. We can take this one down now too. Yeah, let's. I guess it'll just be quicker to do this because I'm gonna pull up some videos now so we can get into it. Okay, that's why that wasn't popping up. I'm like, what the fuck? No, it still ain't showing. Hold on, I'm gonna remove a couple of these. Having a little issue trying to get my fucking window capture to pop up. Okay, there we go. Because that shit wouldn't pop the fuck up. Yeah, CNN suffers extreme meltdown during Kyle Rittenhouse trial. This is disgusting. This was just a few days ago on the 16th. Let's check it out. Oh, no, that ain't the one that I want. That is Liberal Hive Mind. I want actual news channels. Sorry, but I might have to go to this list over here and pull from it. I feel like this one was something I just came across. This ain't the one I want to start with, I don't think. Yeah, no, it ain't. Because I wanted to start with the hateful shit, end on the positive note. What is this one? Okay, yeah. Okay, this one will be a better one to start with. Jacob Blake's uncle reacts to Kyle Rittenhouse acquittal. Let's dive into this one.
Gabe Gutierrez, I think you just spoke to Jacob Blake's uncle. I know you did a few minutes. What did you learn from him? What did he tell you?
Hey, Chuck. Hey there, Chuck. So yes, Justin Blake, the uncle of Jacob Blake, is right over there. We just spoke with him. It's a bit of a crowded situation over here. I want to see if I can catch up with him right here. But what he had told me, he was very disappointed with his verdict. He called Kyle Rittenhouse a provocateur. and said that he was furious at this verdict. He's been speaking to reporters here. Why don't you walk with me and see if we're going to get a microphone in here and speak with him very quickly. It's a little tight.
We're not going to quit.
We're
not going to stop. We're going to use peace.
Hey, what, Chuck? I'm going to send it back to you really quickly.
Make sure that the cause of civil rights and social justice doesn't die here in the city of Kenosha.
Jacob Blake's family, of course. Jacob Blake was the man who was shot and terrorized. He touched off the Unrest,
which was built
right
upon
before
racism and slavery, and it still goes on here clearly in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Not sure if we can turn some of that
Thank you so much.
or if we can just hear him over here. See if I can throw him a question live on MSNBC. Hold on 1 second.
Yes, not at all. I mean, if they didn't convict the police officer with his dirty ass that shot my nephew in the back 7 times, we had hope because this was a jury of 12. But when you have the guy who's presiding over the whole thing, puts his hands on the scale and allows this young man literally to walk out, he gave him a pass. He didn't allow evidence in. If somebody said they were going to kill somebody with an AR-15 30, 40 days ago, and they actually do it 40 days later, that's good evidence. If somebody's in before that shows the Proud Boy sign, then goes into a bar at 17 and throws it up again, you know his ideology. They talk about harming African Americans, they talk about harming minorities, and he acted it out. Now you tell us why he got a free ride. His bail money was raised by the Proud Boys, the Ku Klux Klan, the Nazis, the skinheads. Are they plugged up in this courtroom? Do we know the history of this judge? I heard he's been racist as hell to these people in Kenosha for many years. Do we know his background?
Mr. Blake.
Listen, we got thick skin. We've been, my great-grandfather, my grandfather, we've been fighting this for years, and my father. And we're going to keep fighting till we win. We're not going to quit. Big ups to the red, black, and green unity now.
Mr. Blake, we're live on MSNBC. What did you make of Mr. Rittenhouse's argument of self-defense?
There was no self-defense. Self-defense is when you're protecting your home, you're protecting your family. He, in a very bastardly and dastardly way, used the law that worked for him. There was absolutely no self-defense.
So, Chuck, there you have it. Justin Blake, Jacob Blake's uncle, speaking with.
But he totally supports people to come from across the states and country to come and riot and burn down his town because his nephew fucking broke the law and got shot. Well, know what? The cop did his fucking job. And know what? Be happy he didn't fucking die. And how this motherfucker wants to say that the Ku Klux Klan and shit was paying for Kyle's bail, that is so full of shit.
Money was raised by the Proud Boys, the Ku Klux Klan, the Nazis, the skinheads. Are they plugged up in this courtroom? Do we know the history of this judge? I heard he's been racist as hell to these people in Kenosha for many years. Do we know his background?
Funny how nobody on either side was saying, oh, how racist this judge was and this and that before he gave the verdict. But know what? Why is everybody hating on the judge? Oh, shit. Like, yeah, I really don't, like, I totally fucking forgot I had my mic down. So, I love how this motherfucker, like, oh, it's okay for everybody to come, like, across the country and shit, so you can riot and burn down the shit and whatnot for this little asshole and his family, you know, to make a ruckus because a criminal got what he deserved. You know, it's some stupid shit, yo. And then this motherfucker gonna sit here and say that the Proud Boys, that the KKK, and all this shit fucking paid Kyle's bail money. Where's the proof, bud? I hear a lot of allegations. I don't see no fucking proof. Your words does not make evidence. Your accusations are not evidence. So wake the fuck up. Learn the law before you're gonna try to go fucking fight it.
If somebody's in before that shows the Proud Boy sign, then goes into a bar at 17 and throws it up again, you know his ideology. They talk about harming African Americans, they talk about harming minorities, and he acted it out. Now you tell us why he got a free ride. His bail money was raised by the Proud Boys, the Ku Klux Klan, the Nazis, the skinheads.
Why would the Nazis, Nazis and or skinheads be helping raise money for him? Because if he was part of the KKK, Mr. Jacob's uncle, here you would have known this fact that the KKK and neo-Nazis do not get along. They do not have the same ideology. Here's another fun fact for you dummies out there that think you know so much about the KKK. They don't get along with really any other white supremacy group that you like to call. And here's my theory why. Because from the beginning of the time, fucking the KKK was created and organized by Democrats to create a false likelihood of so-called white supremacy. Yet the people that you are rooting for and backing are actually the supporters of the KKK. Why don't you all ever call Joe racist? He's already told you all, oh, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. He's already made a statement that, oh, I don't want my grandchildren going to school in a racial jungle. Not racist jungle, racial jungle. That means a mixture of colors. He doesn't want his grandchildren going to school with a bunch of blacks, Hispanics, and whatever else is there, you know? And you want to call Trump and all the right supporters the fucking white supremacists and shit. You don't you're starting to use white supremacy like you're trying to use, oh, that's racist. Like, you're doing it to such an extent that, like, oh, if you don't like what soda I drink, you're racist. Oh, if you don't like what I'm wearing, you're racist. If you don't agree with me, you're racist. None of them have anything to do with what's racist and what's not. And if only you could see how stupid you all fucking look when you're hollering all this stupid shit. But if you want to get hostile, I say the National Guard should be allowed to go live, use live fire, and at the end of the day, you're not going to have anybody else to blame but yourself. Nobody else to blame but yourself. So, I guess I'll just play the rest of this video and hop over to another one. I'm going to turn my mic up a little bit too. Just to make sure that I'm being heard good. So, what was this video? Is this from that other dude, that school shooting? I don't know. We'll find out. you should go check out my boy Burden. Man, I wish he'd let me have access. I'd be putting his song at the end of my videos. Yeah, Burden. F. Biden 2. I'll give you a little taste. Yeah, you should go check him out, though. Especially if you against Joe. But yeah, that's not the link that I wanted, though, so it's this one then. Is this MSNBC? Yo. Like, I need to make a whole nother video just for this defamation bullshit that they're doing to him. So, check this shit out.
Good evening once again, day 304 of the Biden administration, and tonight Kyle Rittenhouse, the kid who brought an AR-15 to a protest, as one does apparently, is no longer a defendant in a case that became a flashpoint over gun rights and vigilantism and self-defense in our country. After 3.5 days of deliberations, a jury in Kenosha, Wisconsin, found 18-year-old Rittenhouse not guilty of fatally shooting 2 men, injuring another during that protest with police conduct back in August of 2020. That unrest erupted after the police shooting of Black Kenosha resident Jacob Blake. During the trial, Rittenhouse took the stand, testified he was targeted and attacked in the midst of those protests, and fired his AR-15 in self-defense. Late today, the family of Anthony...
Yeah, it is self-defense. Look at these. Oh, that's why it's not showing. There we go. Yeah. That doesn't... That sure the fuck looks like somebody attacking him to me. And I mean, he's a damn good shot, yo. That motherfucker pull his shit and then blow. He keep on telling motherfuckers he fucking vaporized his arm. Yo, I got this other video that I'm trying to find in these links. But this bitch tried to say that, oh, he killed 2 and permanently injured a third one. It's some real stupid shit. I think it is in this video here, so we're gonna continue to watch it.
Huber, one of the 2 men killed by Rittenhouse, issued this reaction to today's verdict, quote, "It sends the unacceptable message that armed civilians can show up in any town, incite violence, and then use the danger they have created to justify shooting people in the street." The president was also asked about the outcome.
Like, that is so fucking despicable. It sends the unacceptable message that armed civilians can just show up in any town, incite violence, and then use the danger they have created to justify shooting people in the streets. Excuse me, but the fucking unrest was already unraveling before any of the militia started. How about you put one up that says, oh, it sends an unacceptable message that BLM and Antifa can just show up in any town and incite violence and then burn shit down just because a cop shot someone. But they can destroy anyone's businesses, houses, apartments, cars, or just all of the above. And they don't even have to be affiliated to the cops, but you are welcome to do as you wish. But only for the left, though. How dare any of you righties bring your guns? I wished all these people would choke to death on a fucking dick, yo.
The president was also asked about the outcome of this case.
Well, look, I stand by what the jury has concluded. The jury system works, and we have to abide by it.
Oh, we have to abide by it, but he's still a white supremacist. Funny how nobody ever called him a white supremacist until after this old fuck did. You know, Joe didn't just call him that because he's seen secret files that showed that he was in the KKK or any of that shit. No. Joe Biden has been one of the major backers to BLM and Antifa. And he should actually fucking go down for starting this shit. He should. Because in the beginning of the shit, during his campaign, before the election, and YouTube, I'm not talking about the votes or any of that. I'm talking about donation links, not votes. So, in the beginning of this shit, you would find on the BLM websites and Antifa websites where you could donate shit, and it always would redirect you to the page for Joe Biden's campaign. And apparently what was going on with this is that all the money that was being donated to BLM and Antifa, it was 94% of whatever you donated to either of them organizations. 94% of it went to support Joe Biden's campaign, which left BLM and Antifa only allowed to collect 6% of all the money they actually raised. So that's why you see these little bitches out there trying to buy up mansions and fancy cars and shit just for the big leaders, right? They don't give a fuck about anybody else. They're not going to use that money to feed any of you homeless black people. They're not going to use any of that money to house anyone. They're not going to use that money to fix any of your houses. They're not going to use any of that money to help pay your bills. They're not going to use any of that money to help put your kids through college. And they most certainly are not going to buy any houses that multiple families could live out of, say, as in a group home or some shit. No, the only people that are going to be allowed to use any of the houses and properties that they buy are going to be their sole personal families. So therefore, they do not give a fuck about every black life. Black lives do not matter to Black Lives Matter organization. They have been stringing you all along like patsies, using you as pawns, and they want to use all the white people they can to rid the world of whites. They want you to help them extinguish all of us. And guess what? In the end, when they have no more use for you, they will lynch your asses just as they had you help them do us. You think you're helping good people, but then they will turn on you once you help take out your own race's numbers to a point that you will not have enough people to stand up for yourself. That is when they will be done with you. And it's not only white supremacy that's in this world. There's black supremacy, Hispanic supremacy. Each and every race has groups and ideologies of an all of whatever race you are to have and see the world in only that color. Stop trying to act like it's only white people that can be racist, because that's absolutely incorrect. Because if a black person is racist, or any other color racist, it's called reverse racism. You might want to go and look up that. But I definitely am telling you the truth for sure with that. Let's hear the rest of this old fuck, I guess, and then we'll move on.
Biden later urged Americans to avoid focusing on divisions over the case in a statement later that read in part, quote, "While the verdict in Kenosha will leave many Americans feeling angry and concerned, myself included, I believe that what unites us is far greater than what divides us."
Yes, he has that right at the end. I believe that what unites us is far greater than what divides us. And people, yo, like, getting so fucking sensitive, man. How is that doing this country good with everybody trying to be super sensitive? Is that how you plan on to try to fight wars against other countries? Is to just whine and cry and bitch and think that they're not gonna fucking just annihilate you all? You think that any of these other countries' militaries would hesitate to eradicate you, to just open fire on you assholes? Because know what? Laying waste to you would be so much more easier than trying to argue with you, because you want to try to take every single fucking thing and try to change the definition of it, and if it doesn't suit your fucking agenda, we gotta change the definition to it. You know, like, if you're white and you don't agree with us, well, you're a white supremacist and you're racist. It's like they only know words that end in, like, cis and, like, you know what I mean? Like, even God cannot help these people. God can help us, but he cannot help these far left nut jobs. All the praying in the world cannot help idiots of this magnitude.
His focus on unity comes on the very day the House narrowly passed a key part of his plan to overhaul this country's social safety net, as well as climate and tax laws. Those are the Democrats celebrating. Vote was 220 to 213. Not a single Republican crossed the aisle to join them. That vote was supposed to take place last night, but was delayed until this morning when many more Americans were awake to see it, because of a record-breaking 8.5-hour speech from Republican leader Kevin McCarthy. Today, the former president felt the need to weigh in, praising McCarthy, saying he did a, quote, great job holding off the vote to, as he put it, properly oppose communism. The Build Back Better legislation now heads to the U.S. Senate, where the majority leader has said he hopes to get it to the floor to a vote by Christmas. Tonight, one top House Democrat said he's confident it'll get the backing of each and every senator in the Democratic Party.
I do believe
they've created this bill so big in order to try to say, once they take out the money that they actually need, do what they say they're going to do, they're going to be like, oh, we got all this money left over. We can put it towards COVID relief payouts and this and that. Let's commit fraud and embezzle this money into other shit rather than what it was put forward for, you know? Like, oh, we haven't used it yet, so let's just use it for something else. That should be fraud. If any of us got money for to do something and we didn't need it all, at least at that time, for that subject, if we was to take those rest of those funds or any of them funds and put any of that shit towards another fucking idea, we would be committing fucking a felony. It would be it would be fraud. Like, the whole point of that money was, say, for this subject, you can't take and put any to here. Then the whole debate to get the money for this, some of it wasn't fully true, so I hope you understand from that analogy.
That all 50 of the senators are operating in good faith in terms of trying to land the plane. But what gives, I think, many of us confidence in the House is that President Biden has given us his explicit commitment that what has been outlined in terms of the
Haven't you already known by now to not hold your breath on Joe Biden's commitments? He didn't get the name Circleback Joe for nothing.
tremendous strides that we will be taking for the American people in the Build Back Better Act will get the support of 50 senators, and he will personally make sure that occurs.
I wonder how he's going to personally make sure that occurs. Is he going to threaten them with blackmail them or something in order to get them to vote? Or is he going to pull some dead ones out of his ass from somewhere?
Also this evening, a long-awaited significant step forward on the vaccine booster front. The CDC has at long last signed off on approval of both the Pfizer and Moderna boosters for all adults in the United States. That makes the booster available to tens of millions of Americans at 80,000 locations in all, just in time for the upcoming holidays, travel, and gatherings.
Y'all can have mine. I'm not against the vaccine. If you want it, you can have mine. I do not want that garbage. And I will go as long as I can before I have to get that bullshit. And sorry if I have any, like, frame rate skipping and shit like that. I really need a better computer. I should have got a desktop instead of a laptop, but I needed something more portable. I'm working on trying to get some merch line come out. So, like, even if I don't hit this off, I'm gonna at least get into putting merchandise out. No, that's the same video that 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, I doubled it by accident. This one should be another one, different.
I only know how to fight.
Yeah, this video is by MSNBC. Well, again, I just want to double check. Yeah, different title. Okay, so this one. What are you doing, yo? Okay, so this one is by MSNBC. And it is labeled "White Supremacy Maintains Its Cover. Rittenhouse Acquitted of All Charges." Like, dude, they keep on pushing this defamation, man, on this kid, yo. I hope Kyle fucking sues these bastards. Kyle, if you ever watch this video, dog, you should be able to own these motherfuckers by the time you're done with them.
We are joined by two experts who know the field, Rutgers professor Brittany Cooper and...
Yo, these two bitches is not experts. They expert fucking racists, and you know what? They definitely black supremacists.
And Brittany Packnett Cunningham, an activist and former member of President Obama's police task force. To Ms. Packnett Cunningham first, your thoughts on what it means for a jury to co-sign this, and the point I raise about what the rest of us have left to do.
Oh, goodness. I mean, where to begin, to be honest? The co-signing of the idea that this was self-defense is really by design, right? We watched the judge really set this up from the very beginning. And of course, that argument of self-defense was both to protect Kyle Rittenhouse, but it was also to give his supporters and people who think like him a lot of cover. I've been seeing today a lot of people using that cover to say, well, self-defense is not white supremacy. You're right. Self-defense on its face is not white supremacy. But traveling across state lines with an AR-15 to intimidate people is absolutely white supremacy. We know what this is. He traveled to a place where Black people and our allies were protesting for the dignity of Black life. And because he took issue with that, he decided to grab an assault rifle, and now 2 people are dead and 1 is permanently disabled. Let's be clear, that's not property damage. That's death and dismemberment. Have an assault rifle, and now 2 people are dead, and 1 is permanently disabled.
Sounds like an expert to me, all right. Oh, if you travel across state lines with a firearm, that's white supremacy. I don't hear nothing racist in that in that sentence. I don't hear anything racist. To travel across state lines with a gun is racist. So I guess that means that anybody that travels across state lines is racist or a white supremacist. So I guess if you're Black and you travel across state lines, by her definition, you're a white supremacist. And this is the video that I made mention earlier into the video, to where this bitch goes and says that he killed 2 people and permanently disabled the other.
Let's be clear, that's not property damage. That's death and dismemberment. Black people and
Where is the kid dismembered at? I didn't see any dismemberment. I mean, yeah, he fucked his arm up right here. He shot him basically in the bicep, but he did not. What was it that he said? It didn't vaporize his arm. Else the motherfucker would have been like this, like without any fucking arm. I mean, it might be a little shorter, but hey, I got a fucking arm, so I can't fucking make it any, you know? So, where is he disabled for the rest of his life, honey? He's not. I think you got too much brain damage from letting gang members scoff fuck your ass. Shaking that brain up too much. You know? I think you got permanent brain damage, honey.
anybody who knows American history in this country know what white domestic terrorism looks like. It's function.
I know what black domestic terrorism looked like.
Is to intimidate. When Ku Klux Klanners burned crosses, it wasn't to keep warm, it was to intimidate everyone who saw the flames from miles away.
Why does KKK burn crosses? Looking eastward on a chilly Thanksgiving night in 1915, residents of Atlanta were met with an unfamiliar sight. 15 miles away, the barren summit of Stone Mountain was illuminated by flames rising high into the blackness. The city, still reeling from a summer of anti-Semitic angst over the murder conviction and subsequent lynching of a Jewish industrialist, Leo Frank, would have been accused for thinking the giant burning cross was a work of Jewish retribution. In fact, it was the same violently anti-immigrant men who had committed the recent act of mob justice and were now inaugurating the renewal of the Ku Klux Klan. It was the first time a burning cross had been used as a hate symbol in America. So has it been used as a hate symbol in other countries then? Because it says it was the first time a burning cross had been used as a hate symbol in America. But the formerly act would soon be I can't fucking say that one. Act would soon become one of the hallmarks of the Klan, enduringly equated with intimidation, fear, and violence in the South and beyond. On the mountaintop that night were 15 men led by William Joseph Simmons, a failed medical student and Army veteran who had inspired by the popular new movie The Birth of a Nation, D.W. Griffith silent film, based on the 1905 novel The Klansman A historical romance of the Ku Klux Klan includes scenes depicting Klan members burning crosses before lynching a black man accused of murder. Simmons and company, fresh from committing their own act of extrajudicial justice, adopted the flaming cross symbol, but the origins of the practice were a far cry from the racist rabble-rousing espoused by the Klan's Second Coming. Cross burning dates back to medieval Europe, when Scottish clansmen would set fire to hillsides as a statement of military defiance or call to action for soldiers ahead of battle. Now, the KKK got a lot of inspiration from Scottish fraternities, the ritual, the hoods, the whole clan thing, but cross burning wasn't part of the show until Birth of a Nation came out. And who says violence in cinema has no effect? So that, boys and girls, is what inspired the Klan to burn crosses. So it wasn't to have them show for miles and miles to see or anything of that nature. They seen it in a movie and thought it looked cool, basically, and just adopted it. But I've heard of the Klan putting a cross out in front of your house and burning it and shit like that. But you're not going to see that from miles and miles away, though. So yet again, there's another contradiction for her little story. So I'll continue and let these retards speak. I mean, MSNBC, man, you'll fucking put anybody on film as long as they're gonna give you a fucking story that suits your agenda.
When white armed men went and marched in Charlottesville, it was not a family reunion. It was to strike fear in the hearts of anybody who would not bend to their dominance. So make no mistake about what Kyle Rittenhouse was doing there. He was the aggressor. Make no mistake about what the officers who let him walk by.
Yeah, he's the aggressor, alright.
And one man was injured after attempting to protect a Kenosha mattress store before it eventually burned down overnight. Our Aaron Maben spoke with his coworkers about the encounter and the devastation they're dealing with today. Aaron?
Yeah, that man in his 70s on the road to recovery right now, trying to protect this building last night here at 22nd and Roosevelt. Just take a look at how the flames leveled the building. Earlier today, we talked with his coworkers about how he's doing, and we also heard their emotion.
I don't know what I expected, but I didn't expect this.
Pamela Moniz is shattered.
Sorry, this is so hard.
Taking deep breaths as she stares where her building.
Yep, it's okay for people to come from out of state and all this and that and burn down innocent people's houses. But God forbid you do anything to stop it. You do anything to keep them from harming you. That's the no-no. You're just supposed to let them destroy everything you've worked for, everything you own. And if they want to fucking destroy you, so be it, they want. But how dare you take a life to save your own life, huh? Because nowadays, only in 2021 now, the attacker's life's more valuable and precious than the victim's. And only in 2021 do you try to turn the attacker into the victim. Government, use live rounds. If you don't, the civilians will eventually rise and say enough is enough, and we will take these individuals out very fucking quickly.
Once stood.
It was just the mattress shop, you know, keep it simple.
A simple shop reduced to rubble by these ferocious flames.
You could see the front of the building fully engulfed, and the back door, smoke was coming out of that.
The building set ablaze during overnight unrest in Kenosha's Uptown.
We support the protest. We don't support this though. There's so many other businesses.
Moniz and her husband Keith McCoy watched as the building burned.
Is there words for it? I mean, the picture should say it all.
The couple says their co-worker attempted to protect the building.
He was trying to chase them off with a fire extinguisher.
Hey, 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 no!
Moniz says the man in his 70s was assaulted in the process.
They broke his jaw. Lacerations to his head.
And he was trying to defend his building.
The couple says their co-worker will recover.
I can't even wrap my head around what I'm seeing right now.
Just as they plan to do during these times of tension.
I don't think anyone from Kenosha was responsible for this.
Just a jarring punch that you saw in that video. According to the couple that owns this building, they say the co-worker will be okay, and they plan to rebuild in another part of town. Reporting in Kenosha, Aaron Mabin, Fox 6 News.
Aaron, thank you for that. Let's.
If that wasn't enough, here's another little short.
A massive fire ripping through a historic Kenosha building.
It took crews from multiple departments over 5 hours to get a handle on all of the flames. Fox 6's Aaron Mabin live in Kenosha, where the damage is devastating.
And now that fire trucks have rolled away, we're getting a closer look at that damage. Debris all over this sidewalk. Inside the building on the first floor, tons of water and smoke damage. Now to the second floor, the roof basically burned off. Kenosha's fire chief tells us someone was burning incense before the fire started.
A lot of smoke, a lot of firefighters.
A cloud of billowing smoke.
It's shocking. Like, I never would have thought that this would happen to me. Ever.
It's hard to watch for Jacqueline Lopez.
I don't even know what to do at this point.
She's at a loss after fire tore through the Kenosha building she called home.
Everything we had, everything we owned is in that building. And it's still in flames.
Firefighters responded around 8 a.m. for a fire at a record store near 63rd and 22nd Avenue.
An individual tried to extinguish the fire by himself. He was burning incense in the early morning hours.
Chief Charles Leitzig described the firefight.
By the time our crews got here, it had a full involvement into the attic. And at this point now, we're chasing the fire.
To catch up, water was shot through the windows and came pouring down from ladders positioned high above this historic building, over 100 years old.
The icons of Kenosha, here for many years.
What's next isn't known. Skyfox shows the blackened and burned aftermath.
We love our apartment, well, we loved it, and it's gone.
After losing so much, Lopez has found gratitude.
I'm just glad that we're okay, and everyone's okay, I'm glad. But it's just a lot to take in.
Kenosha's fire chief tells me at least one person suffered minor injuries, but besides that, everyone was able to be evacuated without a problem. We have just learned that the Red Cross is now assisting families who need it. Reporting live in Kenosha, Aaron Mabin, Fox 6 News.
And they clearly do. You felt for that.
Yep, but it's okay that BLM and Antifa are making thousands and thousands of innocent families of all colors homeless, but you're just supposed to stand aside and let it happen and do nothing to protect yourself or your stuff, or else they'll try to kill you as well. But it's okay if they take your life. It's not okay for you to take theirs.
Christine and Laura, what you're seeing behind me is one of multiple locations that have been burning in Kenosha, Wisconsin over the course of the night. A second night since Jacob Blake was seen shot in the back 7 times by a police officer. And what you are seeing now, these images came and come in stark contrast to what we saw over the course of the daytime hours in Kenosha and into the early evening, which were largely peaceful demonstrations in the face of law enforcement. It wasn't until night fell that things began to get a little bit more contentious. Things were thrown back and forth. Police started using some of those crowd dispersal tactics like tear gas, even playing very loud sounds to push them out. And then what you are seeing, the common theme that ties all of this together, is an expression of anger and frustration over what people feel like has become an all too familiar story playing out in places from across the country, not just here in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Christine, Laura.
All right, thank you so much for that. New overnight.
This unrest has left vehicles and businesses throughout downtown badly damaged. Our Madeline Anderson joining us live now with a closer look at the destruction left behind and the cleanup efforts that are currently underway. Madeline?
Well, Mary, it almost felt like a war zone earlier this morning. Shattered glass littered the sidewalk and the smell of burning debris filled the air. Tonight, nearly every building around downtown is boarded up to protect it from further damage, while these signs remind protesters who the violence is hurting. Destruction at every corner in downtown Kenosha. Overnight, cell phone video captures looters smashing out the storefront windows of businesses at 56th and 7th, then ransacking the merchandise inside.
We've served a lot of people, been good to people, and this is the thanks you get. So, you know, it's sad. It's sad.
The owner of Dale's Jewelers says thieves took approximately $200,000 worth of jewelry and caused another $200,000 more in damage.
All this is doing is bringing us to the brink of a civil war.
The violence stemming from protests Sunday night in response to the shooting of a black man by a Kenosha police officer. Rioters also set vehicles ablaze. City garbage trucks burned feet from the county courthouse, and flames engulfed the parking lot and office of this dealership. The aftermath shows more than 50 cars torched.
I don't think that the people that are perpetrating all this destruction are from Kenosha, and when they come here and destroy all this stuff, they're going to leave and leave us holding the bag.
Business owners spent all day Monday boarding up their doors and windows in anticipation of more chaos tonight. Others who weren't affected volunteered their time and services toward the cleanup efforts.
If I have the equipment and the means to, I've got to help the community.
A community now in the national spotlight amid a summer of racial unrest. Kenosha residents determined not to let it divide them.
We need to pull together through these difficult times, and we just need to love on one another. And the best way to do that is to...
And the owner of that auto dealership says the fire and looting caused roughly $1.5 million in damage. All of this damage again happening just in one night. Reporting live in Kenosha, Madeline Anderson, Fox 6 News.
Powerful images there. Madeline, thank you for that.
wrap up this video here. I'm gonna turn this into, say, part 1. I still got a lot more stuff to cover. I'm up around like an hour 26 minutes right now, so I'm gonna get working on part 2 of this. And yeah, I don't know how many parts I'm gonna have, but I'm just do this in segments. I don't want to really go over an hour and a half on a video, so please be sure to like, subscribe, and please be sure to hit the bell notification so you know when I upload videos in the future. Please, I don't remember, did I? Oh shit, didn't mean to do that. There we go. But yeah, I don't remember if I forgot to say, but please hit the thumbs up for me and help out the channel. I will see you in the next one in my part 2. Gonna go smoke me a cigarette, and then I guess I will get to work on that part of the video. So in the meantime, deuces.